Good to get off to a good start after last year, especially.
Yeah, no, it's pleasing, to come to Warrington. They've got a wonderful coach, and the team's been so successful for so long. So to come here and get a result as we did was pleasing.
How do you think Luke Walsh went tonight? He had a good game, didn't he?
He had a lot of good contributions for us. Built on the back of some good stuff from some of the forwards, and I thought our game management in the second half was quite poor, actually, to be honest, in the second half. But obviously, it's there to see quite clearly what Walsh can bring to the team, and our forwards need to do a good job to allow him to do it as well, which is important.
Does having Luke in take the pressure off Gary Wheeler a bit as well and allow him to play and do his thing?
Oh, it's allowed Wilco to go back to his favourite spot. The style of play that Walsh is suits Gary Wheeler. Walsh is an on-ball seven, he's a very good organiser, and Wheels is a bit of a free spirit, I suppose you could say. So it's it was pleasing to get the start, but we're certainly not going to get carried away.
As much as you pose an attacking threat tonight, Nathan, are you pleased as well with the desire you showed in your goal line?
Yeah, look, our desire to turn up for each other was great. Our left edge early on, which is very, very young, obviously struggled early on in the game for the first half, but young Percy showed his qualities where he readjusted himself at half time, and his second half defensive effort was really good, and that's probably shows his quality as a person and a player, because you look at Benny Westwood and Bridge and Joel Money, and they're world class players. They're not good players, are they? They're a fit on his game. Chris Bridge is one of the best centres in England, clearly, and Benny Westwood's one of the best players in the world in the back row, and Joel Monahan's played for Australia and New South Wales, so those blokes there are no slouches, and Swifty and Percy in particular are like 18 and 19, aren't they? So to be able to, Percy to be able to readjust himself after making a couple of, uncustomary decisions for him was a real credit to the kid to be able to turn that around, and Wheels did a terrific job trying to defend Benny Westwood, because he's a handful, Benny Westwood.
When did you make the decision to revert Jordan Turner back to centre? I thought, was there not plan to play him at 6 at some point?
Well, we trained lots of people at 6, as we said, and in the pre-season. In Wheels' case, Wheels had come off the nasty injury last year. He was still in rehab for a period of time early in the pre-season. But to Wheels' credit, he's trained the best he's ever trained, and he's given himself his best chance he's ever given. And I think everyone would agree that Gary Wheeler, fit Gary Wheeler, is a terrific young player. It's hopeful for Wheels' case his body can hold up. And we know we've got Lance there that can play numbers of spots, which breaks me out not playing Lance, because Lance so high deserves to play every week. He's a terrific little player and a great bloke, and it's not nice to leave Lance out, because you can't find a spot for everyone.
Must be great to hit the ground running, Nathan. After last season, you had that tough start and it took a while to get going. It's just like an opening statement of intent tonight, isn't it?
Oh, well, we just come out to try and do the best we could, where we're at the moment. I think we've got to highlight the fact, Warrington had 3 of their best forwards not play tonight. And one of Warrington's great strengths in the past 4 years is what their bench has provided as well. They also had their fullback not play, which obviously pushed Steph Rashford back to 1 when they want to play him 6. So they had a lot of very influential players. That Paul Wood plays, he starts with Hill. Asatazi comes off the bench, doesn't he? If Grix plays, maybe Benny Curry comes off the bench, and then all of a sudden you look at their bench, you got former New Zealand captain, you got Michael Monahan's been one of the better players in the competition for a long time, and Ben Curry, a fine young player, and Benny Harrison, an international. People sometimes tend to sort of scrub over what wasn't there, and some people will probably start to question Warrington a bit, but Warrington are going to be a very, very good side again, and a very hard team to beat, and with their share of luck with injury at the end of the year. If we're playing Warrington at the end of the year and beating them, we'll be a very happy club.
With a debut like that, there's going to be a lot of expectation from St Helens fans about what Luke can do. Is the message to sort of temper that a little bit, or? Oh, look,
the thing is, we knew why we brought Walsh to the club. It's quite clear what we thought as a coaching staff, what we needed to do to help the team improve. And fortunately, we've got a wonderful chairman who supported that. But today was a good start. But Now it's about consistently doing well, playing well on a regular basis. Next week we're going to play Hull, who are always a tough side to beat, and it's going to be a matter of playing better next week, because as we saw tonight in the second half, there was a lot of stuff in the second half that we need to do a bit better, and defensively whilst we fought hard for each other, there's areas where we need to get a lot better, and it's going to be a week-to-week thing. But we're really wrapped with what the guys did. Obviously, to come and get the result they did, we're wrapped with that. But we're not going to be getting carried away with ourselves. But the players expect high of themselves too. Expectation from the outside may be high, but the players have got a high expectation. And that is to play consistently well on a regular basis. That's the biggest expectation, the biggest thing they can do for each other.